What's up, everybody? I'm back, as promised, y'all. I told y'all I'm gonna be tuning in with you guys Sundays for sure, man. This is the day I can for sure give you guys consistently. So, yeah, we're here. We here. We are here. Gonna pull up a couple things here before we dive in a little deeper. But I got some stuff, man. Some interesting things took place this past week, man. I was out and about doing my thing, and I was recognized by someone that had great appreciation for what I do. Someone that was really excited about the material that I put out, the content. They they said I was almost like a mouthpiece for all the things they would like to say, but because of their position in business and locally, they're not able to always voice themselves the way they would like. So listening to me was like their own thoughts coming to life. And I got to start off by saying, first of all, just the fact that I was recognized while in public, it was a unique experience, I would say, a unique feeling, because if I could be totally honest, it was almost uncomfortable, just being recognized and having this person, pop open their phone and show me that they really do, follow the channel. They have me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. So shout out to you, Richie, for showing that type of support and for letting me know. A lot of people might see you and might not say that, hey, I support you. So shout out to you, Richie. We did exchange information. He's a very well. He's an individual that's well off. Let's put it that way. He's in a great position here locally in Tampa. So it was a pleasure meeting him as well. And we exchanged information. But funny thing came about that, right? So not only was this encounter, at random, I was wearing my merch. I wear my hat everywhere I go and things of that nature. And so he was so fanned out that he wanted the hat off my head. Not one like out of the box, not one in a wrap. He wanted the hat off my head. And this man proceeded to give me $500, y'all. $500 for a Figs Pro Tips hat. And of course I accepted it. And it was a bit mind blowing to see someone be willing to pay that much money for a hat. But to be honest, I would have probably just gave it to him for free. But he offered the money, so I took it, And so yeah, we'll see where this goes. He's a businessman himself, so we're gonna continue to stay in touch. But that's kind of like what I want to lead off with, the fact that I get the emails, I get the comments, but now when you out in public and people start to recognize you, it gets a little weird. Fortunately, in that scenario, I was by myself, so I didn't feel like any threat or any danger. It would have probably been different if I had my wife or my kids with me. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to adjust to. Thinking about it, that could have also gone in a complete different direction. That's what my wife and I were discussing, which is, it could have been someone that didn't like my content, someone that wasn't supportive of what I speak about, and that could have been a complete different experience as well. So that was kind of something that made me kind of shed light on a bit, because we could be having a complete different conversation right now. I'm not sure if let me see. I think something just came through. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So I that's what took place this week, man. Like I said, I was recognized in public. Shout out to Richie. Shout out for the support. Shout out for the love, and shout out to you paying $500 for a hat that I would have, most likely given to you for free, just off the strength that you support the channel and things of that nature. But so moving forward, I'm gonna have to maybe keep some more merch handy so I could be able to hit people up. I really felt I really felt a little off by accepting the money, to be honest. But at the same token, that's what you're in business for, right? So if someone gives you some sort of support, someone gives you the opportunity to earn a couple dollars, man, you gotta take advantage of it, man, because that's part of business. The purpose of being in business is to earn some money. So we did that, man. Kudos to Richie, and don't worry, y'all. I won't sell the rest of the hats for 500. That was I didn't even sign it, y'all. Like, think about that. He didn't ask me to sign it. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't have a Sharpie, even if he did want me to sign it. I didn't even have a Sharpie to sign it with. So, yeah, really, really interesting turn of events. In that scenario, in that situation. And then I've got this interesting situation where I've been battling fraud, man. So my accounts were compromised, and the bank is giving me a hard time with getting my funds back. So I have to go through a process. I don't know if anyone out there has ever gone through this, but I guess because of the amount of money that was taken from my account, I had to go file a police report. So I did that, submitted it, which, by the way, I come to find out that the authorities submit the report directly. Like, you get your copy, but the authorities submit the report directly to the fraud department of whatever bank or credit you may be dealing with. So for those of you that never dealt with it, that's a little heads up, a little pro tip for y'all if you ever have to go through that. Hopefully you don't, but if you ever have to go through that, be prepared to go sit down, have them take your statement, fill out a report, and then they submit it directly to the bank, the creditor, whoever it is. And it's just been a lot of back and forth, emails, letters in the mail. And in the meantime, my money is gone, right? And they tell you your money is protected, your money is insured. I don't feel so secured right now. I don't feel so insured. I should have had my money back by now. I showed all the proof. They see the evidence. They have everything. But for whatever reason, my funds haven't been returned to me. So that's a battle that I got going on right now. So for those of you out there that are scamming, dig a hole, man. Fucking just go dig a hole, man, because people work hard for what they have, and fortunately for me, I have other ways of earning, and I have other streams of income, so it allows me to still navigate. However, it has made things complicated because you rely on having set amount of funds available, and when you go to turn to your funds that you saved, that you work hard for, and then they're not available to you because someone else took it, it does become frustrating. Especially for someone like me. I have a large family and I have a lot of expenses, but it's okay because I have faith in the good Lord that when this is all said and done, the funds will be returned, and this will be a thing of the past. Now, why do I share this with you? Is simply because I've come up with a new method. I've come up with a new strategy on how to go about things. So an individual like me that I'm always on the move, I'm always on the go. You stick your card in everywhere, you tap your card everywhere, and the more you use your card in different places, the more vulnerable you become to being hacked, and having your information kind of taken over by someone else. So I decided I'm going to take a couple extra steps, put up some extra guardrails in order to protect myself from having this happen in the future. In any event that requires me to be outside and I have to use a card, I'm going to get myself like a prepaid reloadable card that I could utilize as a regular debit or credit anywhere when making my purchases. That way, if that card is compromised, only the funds on that card would be compromised. Now, yes, it is a gamble because on those prepaid cards, I don't know what the fraud protection is like on that, but I would be more willing to lose a couple bucks on a single transaction than to have someone have complete access to my entire account, wake up and see my account the way I saw it. I will say I've been dealing with this for just over a month now, and it is not comfortable. It is not a good feeling to go look at your account and know that someone else had access to the money that you work so hard for the money that you managed to put away, and then you have someone just go in there and just swoop in and take it. So for those of you out there, you know, suggestion. I can't call it a pro tip yet because I don't know how well it works. But my suggestion for those of you out there that travel a lot, man, find ways to utilize your funds in a more secure way. Like I said, I'm going to implement this new step to see how much more I can avoid, because this isn't my first time dealing with fraud. However, this is the biggest fraud that's been done against me the entire time that I've dealt with fraud. I've been dealing with fraud since maybe 2010, 2011. So apparently my information is definitely out there, and people just people love to come after me, man. You know, they see someone is ambitious, someone is out here trying to make something happen, and I guess they want to take it from you, man. It's a lot easier to get it from you than it would be to I guess go out there and earn it, you know. But I gotta say this, right? Because I'm not a hypocrite. Even scamming is an art, all right? So for those that are out there scamming, they have applied themselves to learn the best ways to be able to take someone else's stuff. So don't think that like scamming is like an easy thing to do, because it's not. Scamming itself is art. I don't support it, but I understand it, all right? So yeah, that's I read that off of being recognized in public. Once again, shout out to Richie, man, because it was a very humbling experience to have someone recognize me in public, and you know, he was excited. He was excited to meet me, and you know, I don't know. I don't think I've ever felt that type of energy come off of someone else like that before. So I mean, aside from like your kid when they're small and you come home, or like your wife and things of that nature, but to have like a random person just be that excited to see you, it was definitely a different kind of energy, y'all. So again, shout out to Richie, man. Shout out for supporting the brand. Shout out for, you know, which for me matters most, and it's more important that you guys tune in and watch the lives, that you guys watch the content I put out. That matters more to me than to buy the merch. Now the merch was cool. I mean, I wasn't out there trying to sell anything, but he wanted the hat off my head. We made it happen. $500, y'all. $500. So Richie, if you out there listening, man, when I do put together a live event, you are automatically invited to attend, and then we can kind of have this story, share this moment with the people in real time. And of course, like I said earlier, if you out there scamming people, if you're doing fraud, man, dig a hole, y'all. Just dig a hole. And then I put in addition to the Fix Pro Tips Live, I put how things change. And the reason I say that is because things have been changing a lot for me. And not everything has been a good change. Not everything has changed in the positive direction. But I am a positive-minded individual. I am a optimistic individual. And I believe that everything happens for a reason, even when we don't know what that reason is. And so I take it day by day, step by step. You know, I don't hold nothing against anyone. I don't hold any grudges, but I do keep mental notes. All right, so I forgive, but I don't forget. And I'm good at moving on. All right, so for the individuals out there that think that it's okay to maneuver in a certain manner, just know that at some point or another, you got to come back to the center. And until you don't find yourself in that center, the issue isn't the individual. The issue is directly attached to your actions. And yes, I'm speaking subliminally because I don't want to throw anyone's name out there, but you know who you are. You know what I'm talking about. And at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. You know, life goes on. So take a deep breath whenever you find yourself in an uncomfortable position, right? You take a deep breath and you align yourself with the things that matter most to you. And that way you can be able to find success with the things that you apply yourself to. Other than that, you're going to find yourself running in circles, constantly lost and not really having a full understanding for what it is that you want to accomplish. So that's I wanted to get that off. I have a list of books that I've been actually picking up and reading up on. They're actually upstairs, so I won't present them to you today. But the next live, I'll make sure to have them. But I will say that I did complete the book by Patrick Bet-David called Your Next Five. I think it's Next Five Steps. No, it affects your next five moves, right? And it had a lot of information that I already kind of already knew, but it was good to know that someone of that stature, someone with that level of success, has the same thought process as I do. It lets me know that I'm heading in the right direction. And like I tell everybody, life is a marathon, it's not a race. So just because someone gets there before you doesn't mean that you're behind or that you're doing something wrong. You just got to be patient. You got to understand the process and not just trust the process, but go through the process. All right. Part of that process is going to be growing pains. It's going to be, many other things that come along with it. Some good, some bad, but overall, you just got to be locked in and go through for the ride, man. So now with that, let me pull up some of this stuff over here that I wanted to kind of run by with you guys, because there's a lot going on in the world, and there's a lot of people with different concerns. So I wanted to just tap in. As you guys know, I always like to give y'all facts over feelings, and for that reason, here we are. Yeah, for that reason, I want to make sure that we're on the same page, or at least that we have some sort of an understanding, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of fake, as they say, fake news out there, man. But let's see. So this whole thing going on now with the conflict in the Middle East with between the U.S., Israel, and Iran, and I know a lot of folks are opposed to it, and a lot of folks are pro this matter. I myself, like I said before, I got skin in the game. My son's in the service. I have my nephews in the service. I got friends that are in the service. So I got skin in the game, and I understand the big picture. I understand, why. Do I agree 100% with this process and what's going on? No, I don't. But I do understand that for the greater good, for the future of this country, I do understand that certain things need to take place, and they're taking place. I mean, they're doing what they gotta do, and you don't gotta necessarily buy into it 100%, but just understand that everything is for a reason. And right now, everyone is feeling the hurt. Everyone is feeling it at the gas pumps. Everyone is feeling it, just across the board. Energy levels, energy prices are up. So, people are gonna cry and complain, but you gotta understand that the same way you're pro everything when the prices are down, you gotta be pro everything when the prices. It's part of that balancing act. You know what I'm saying? It's not always gonna be down. It's not always gonna be up. So just understand that the reason for what's taking place is for the future and the safety of maybe not you, but for your kids, and if not your kids, for your kids, right? It's one of those things of being proactive. You address the problem before it becomes a problem, and therefore you can have a better solution, and a better timeline, and a better approach versus having to react to something. That's a good way to break that down. That's a good way to put that together, because a lot of people are thinking like, well, they weren't bothering us. Yeah, they weren't bothering us yet. Oh, there's a long distance. Yeah, but that's what they were working on. They were working on being able to overcome that distance. And whether you agree with it or not, facts are facts. And when you, like I showed in the other clip, if the people of Iran were totally against what's taking place, you wouldn't see them celebrating in the streets. You wouldn't see them, parading. You wouldn't see them singing and chanting, "Thank you, Trump." You wouldn't see none of that stuff. Now, again, does that mean everyone is on board with that? No. I know. I'm not ignorant. I'm not naive. I know not everyone is on board with that, especially not in that region. But it goes to show you. I mean, look at what's going on with the soccer team that was in Australia, right? Like, these young ladies, they don't want to go back. They don't want to go back to living that life. They don't want that. So, be logical. Think. Put yourself in that position, and try to be understanding. It's like, remove the feelings. Just stick to the facts, okay? If you got 93 million people telling you something is bad, I think that's enough of a voice to kind of lean on and understand that, hey, it's bad. It's not good. People don't want it. People don't like it. And they want change. And so change is finally knocking at the door, and it's up to them now to grab that opportunity by the horns and make something out of it, man. We just happen to be the one that showed up and neutralized the bully. I mean, that's essentially the way to put it. I mean, there's, like I said, there's just so much going on, and to be selfish in a time like this, it's really a terrible way to be. Really a terrible way to be. You got to think about others. You can't just always think about yourself. Just got a like in there, man. I appreciate y'all smashing that like button. Let me see what I see you pop up in these comments right now. Comments. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, man. That's definitely something to try to process in real time and understand that people need help in all different walks of life, wherever you're from, wherever you got going on. Just if you can help someone, help them out, man. It doesn't take much to be kind. Kindness goes a long way. TJ, salute, my brother. What's going on, brother? How you feeling? How's the new bundle of joy? How's that grandpa feeling? I'm just on the live real quick, just kind of running down through a couple of things. I was sharing a quick story, man. I was out and about the other day, and I was recognized by someone, and it was kind of a weird feeling, weird interaction. The guy was like, he was kind of excited to have met me, and he had some dollars, man, and the guy paid $500 for a hat, man. I was like, it was a bit much, but he wanted the hat off my head. He didn't even want one that was packaged or anything. So it was kind of crazy, man. Okay. Recovery time is always necessary. Recovery time is always necessary. Congratulations, man. Congratulations, man. Congratulations to your son, and congratulations to you, man, for keep on growing the family, man. You got yourself another daughter-in-law now, man. That's awesome, man. That's amazing, man. Much love and blessings to you and your family, man. I love to hear that. I love to hear that, man, for sure. For sure, yeah, man. I'm always open for it, man. I always appreciate the photos, man. I love the exchanges, man. And my trip to the West Coast is coming real soon, so we should be connecting real soon, man. It's about to be the end of March now, so I'll be making my way out to the West Coast, man. We can connect. I'll be traveling with my wife as well, so we can go out together, do a dinner or something. How's the weather out there, man? My son told me it was just snowing. He told me it was just snowing again the other day. Yeah, I was also speaking on rain, snow, and cold. Yeah, yeah. That's why I stick to Florida. Sunshine and hot. Yeah, I was also sharing on the live that so I've been dealing with some fraud stuff, man. Like some people done got access to my finances. I've been going back and forth. And I know the money is insured, so at some point it'll come back to me. But it's a little over a month now, and I'm feeling like it's taking a little too long to get this process done with. Um, so I'm going to implement this like little system, like a guardrail almost. I'm gonna get like these prepaid reloadable like debit cards or whatever. Whenever I do my traveling, I'll just load up whatever money I want to use on those cards instead of swiping and tapping my card all over the place because it's uh it's hard to figure out where this where these scammers get your funds from, how to get to it. I mean, it's such a tedious process. It's such an inconvenience, but we getting it done. I had to go meet with the authorities and get a report done, and they submitted that report directly to the bank. So now I'm just waiting for that stuff to get cleared up so they can release my funds. Man, it's craziness. So I wanted to share that because a lot of people deal with that type of stuff too. A lot of people deal with fraud on a regular basis. Okay, I see the pictures are coming through right now as we speak, so I'll definitely check those out in a minute. I'll definitely check those out in a minute, brother. Trying to see if I can pull this up. Hmm, How would we do that? Let's see. All right, but yeah, man, that's kind of what I got. It's kind of what I got going on, man. Just had a couple things go a little different. Oh, and then so yeah, that's what I want to talk about too. I'm bringing everything under one umbrella, so it's transportation, the podcast, cleaning service. Everything is coming up underneath one umbrella. The home rehab service, all of that stuff is coming under one umbrella, which is going to be the Figs Worldwide Group (FWG). Um, Currently in the process of getting all that kind of mushed together and creating a platform, just one platform where you can go directly to, and then whatever it is you're looking for, you can find it on that platform instead of having to keep track of all these different platforms. Just gonna bring it all underneath one umbrella, and then just gonna make it happen that way, y'all. So hopefully that simplifies the process. It'll definitely streamline it, line it. I know for some folks it may not be favorable because you're used to just going to uh, that one platform wherever you're used to receiving the services, but you know, I'm looking to gain more control over what it is that I do without relying on so many other platforms to have access to my audience. I want to be able to have access to my peoples, and my peoples have access to me without all the guardrails, without all the extra stuff. I'm a huge believer in freedom of speech, and I know that sometimes you try to say stuff online, whether it's good or not, and then you get censored and monitored and all that other BS. So I'm trying to create a platform where like you could literally just speak your mind, and the reason why I believe it'll be such a good platform is because it'll generally consist of individuals that want to be there. Unlike YouTube, you go on YouTube and you could be looking for one thing and then you find a million other things. But by creating my own platform, it's a platform for individuals that want to be a part of that community, that want to be a part of what it is that we got going on. So I think that overall, I think it'll be a good thing once it's put together, once it's up and running, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually working diligently, as they say, to get this done and completed, and Lord willing, I have it up before the summer, man. That's the goal. Before the summertime, I want to have it up, and then I want to be able to push out this event. I want to get done. So just got a lot going on. I don't want to spill the beans too early, but definitely just know that I'm working. I'm working behind the scenes, man. I'm working diligently, as they say. So that's all I got for y'all today, though, man. I ain't really got much. I'm just trying to work on being consistent. See, you said I too have fell victim to fraud, theft of identity. Oh, okay, so yours went a little more extensive, huh? They didn't just take your funds; they took your identity. So you understand what I mean about it being a tedious process. Like, the part that I don't understand is, how is it so easy for them to go and act like you and take what's yours, but it's so difficult for you to be you and prove who you are and get your shit back? Make that make sense. Make that one make sense. I just don't. I don't follow that. Let me. Yeah, I don't follow that. Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. It's been about a month. It's been about just over a month that I've been kind of going back and forth. I did everything on my end. Now I'm just letting them kind of resolve it. I done showed everything I can show to prove that I am who I say I am, and just gotta sit back and wait now. So hopefully this coming week now we get this matter resolved and I can put this behind me. And like I said, I kind of came up with a few ways to kind of put up some guardrails so I don't have to worry so much when I use my card in public places. But I mean, cash is always king, but who the hell wants to walk around with all that cash on them? I keep some cash on me, but I don't want to walk around with all that cash on me. So we're going to see, man. We will see. The one upside to it is that my investment portfolio went unharmed. So it was literally just access to my account. So that's the one bright side of it. You do any hunting lately? I want to get out there, man. I want to get out there and want to hit a couple targets, man. Yeah, man. Just being patient, going through the process. Just being patient, going through the process, trying to get it all done, and Lord willing, this is over sooner than later, because it has been a real pain in the what. That it has been, man. It's just really frustrating to know that someone out there was able to just swipe it and take it. No questions asked, no nothing. Gotcha. Well, yeah, man. Maybe if the weather is favorable, maybe we can get out there and shoot some things. Even if we go to the range, I haven't even gone to the range. Maybe we can even just go to a range or something. But I definitely wanna get my hands on some things and let a couple shots off, man. How's the family? How's the grandbaby, man? It's got to be an exciting time, man. You got a lot of reasons to be excited, man. Lately, you got a brand new baby, you got a new daughter-in-law, you got a lot going on, brother. That's a beautiful thing. So congratulations to you and the family, and Nothing but love. Nothing but love and blessings going your way, man. Absolutely, brother. You know, nothing but love on this side, brother. Nothing but love. From my family to yours. Soon enough, we're going to get the families together and we'll mingle and have some good times in real time. Not through a camera, not in this virtual world. Which, by the way, I'll text you when I'm done with the live to see. I had told you a while ago about coordinating. They maybe do. I would like to do like an interview with you. I would like to interview you because of your background and your history and things of that nature. So we can maybe coordinate that. We could set a date and a time that we can get on, and we could do it through Zoom. We could do it through live, however you want. We can get it done. And I got a lot of questions, man. Got a lot of questions. I'll shoot you that text, and we'll coordinate. You let me know what works for you, and we can make that happen, brother. I got something in the works as well, man. I'm putting together an app, and I'll share those details with you as well. You know, off camera. It's too early to share it on a live recording, but I got something in the works, man. I believe this is gonna be it for me. This is the retirement investment right here for sure. I believe it'll retire me soon, real soon. I believe it'll give me everything I need. Now I won't have to worry about a thing after that. So hopefully it sticks and it takes off the way I think it is. Funny thing is, everyone tells me, "Oh, just use AI for it," and it's like AI is cool, but for what I'm looking to put together, it's a bit more. It needs that human touch. So it's a combination of both. Definitely using AI for a part of it, but then that human touch is definitely going to play a part. So that's it, man. That's what I've been up to, brother. I'm out here just taking it one day at a time. Thankful for every day I get to wake up and open my eyes, and that's it, brother. You've been keeping up with baseball? Been watching any baseball lately? I know it's only spring training, but I'm actually looking to go catch. It's a funny thing. The reason why I bring it up is I'm actually looking to go catch the Yankees and the Red Sox on Wednesday. Spring training, but it's still Yankees and Red Sox. And I only mention that because I know you told me you were a Red Sox fan, so it's always go Yankees over here. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't really watched any, but I am gonna go catch the spring training game, and it's always a good time. Anytime you get to go out to a ballpark, it's always a good time. So I'll be at the Yankee Stadium right here on Del Mabry with my wife. Just me and the wife gonna go. That's it. The kids don't appreciate the game anymore. When they were younger, they used to like it. They would go down and run the bases and all that. Now they're bigger. They're too cool to go catch a baseball game with mom and dad now, you know. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. So, you know, go Yankees. Yeah, I wanted to talk with you too, man. I wanted to talk with you some football. Oh, nice. Nice. They're runner-ups for state? Are they runner-ups for state? Yeah, I wanted to talk some football with you, man, really, because I'm still scratching my head about why. Nice, nice. Yeah, State, that's what's up, man. Hopefully them boys can get it done. Oh, they lost by 2? Hey, you know what? It's all good. They were right there. You know, a lot of teams don't never make it to the big dance, so at least they made it there. Yeah, I wanted to get your take on what's going on up there, man. Why would Seattle release the running back? Why would they not sign the running back? Why would they not keep him? Why would they trade him away? I'm confused. So I know you're a true Seahawks fan, so I wanted to get your take on it. All right, I'm right there with you. Yeah, it made no sense to me. I mean, it made no sense to me. It makes as much sense as the Eagles not running Saquon Barkley. Like it just doesn't. I don't know. Um, so with that being said, yeah, well, yeah, I got the pictures of the grandbaby when he was first born. Yeah, I got the ones when he was first born. Nice, healthy baby. Nice, big baby. Have you have you changed any diapers yet? It's always funny when you have yours. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, I got him when he was first born. I got him. I got him. Have you got a chance to change a diaper yet, man? No, haven't yet. Lucky you, lucky you. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's funny when you have your own, you know, you do your thing and then they grow up and so many years go by and then it comes another baby. It's like you forget how to do it. It's like it's like you need a tutorial all over again. You feel like they're delicate, like they're gonna break. You don't know how to grab them, how to lift them. It's babies are great, man. Babies are great. Was hoping my son would have had one in the oven, you know, with his wife, but not quite yet. They're not quite there yet. So it's all good. I'm patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. We get to get them, play with them, and then send them back home. I think that's the best part about being a grandparent. You get to have them and send them back. Yeah, exactly. They're so little, so delicate, man. Like you don't know how to handle them. And it's really just because you know you're afraid of hurting. You don't want to hurt them. That's all. But man, that baby, just that baby smell, that baby energy, that you know, telling you, babies got it. They got it down packed, man. They know what to do, man. Wake up. They cry if they got to get changed. They eat. They play. They go to sleep. That's it. That's it. I believe that's the way life was supposed to be, man. Wake up, have some fun, eat, and go back to sleep. Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, man. That baby schedule, man. That baby schedule is great schedule because they just sleep whenever they want. And the funny thing is, like as parents, we let them sleep. I never seen a parent go, no, no, don't let him fall asleep yet. Nah, yeah, he fell asleep. Shh, get out the room. Let him sleep. Let him sleep. I bet if we napped every time the baby napped, I bet the first few months wouldn't be so bad. That's right. That's right. Are you still with that company? You still driving for that company? That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, listen, as long as you're rolling with them, it's always a good thing, you know. Yeah, as long as they make you feel like it's the right fit for you, that's all that matters, man. 'Cause I tell you the last time, man, make that money. As long as they're willing to pay it, keep collecting that check. And the venue for the wedding, I'm assuming, um, yeah, you know, thinking back to when I got married with my wife, our wedding was just north of like 20 grand, man. We invited, you know, a shitload of people, both sides of the family, had some friends come by, and it was a great night. I will say that it was a great night. A lot of good times. But when I look back on it, I go, man, you know what? We paid all that money for everyone else to have it. Like we had a piece, not a piece. We shared a bite of our cake, of our wedding cake. And it was only because a friend of mine came to us and like literally spoon fed us. He was like, "Try the cake, otherwise you won't even eat your own cake, because you know it's your night, you know, of coming together. But you know you got both sides of the family, friends, everything. People pull you left, pull you right. By the end of the night, we were just exhausted. Nice. There you go. Going to Cabo, huh? That'll work. Yeah, Cabo's nice. Cabo's nice. Good weather too. So Cabo's a good time. Cabo's definitely a good time. Yeah, we had similar, man. We had at our wedding, um, definitely well over a hundred people, and then you know we had same thing. We had like open bar. Um, uh, we had I forget I forget what we had, like food. We had so much different food. We had Italian food. We had Spanish food. My wife wanted like this big old towering cake, and we had that. I mean, it was a great time. So I'm glad to hear you guys were able to have a great time as well. That your son was able to enjoy his night, you know, with his bride. So that's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. And you know what? I was saying this not too long ago. I feel like we need to normalize these gatherings. We need to make it a normal thing. I feel like we only get together for like a birthday, a wedding, a burial, right? And that's when I realized it. Like I got to see people at my grandmother's wake and burial that I hadn't seen in like forever and a day, and it hit me. I was like, man, we need to normalize getting together. If everyone came to the table and just threw something into the pot, you can pick a random destination that works for everybody, and you can go out and just have a great time. Just literally a celebration of life while we're living. You know, celebrate with each other. You know, creating these moments and catching up in real time. And it doesn't have to happen every weekend or every month, but you know, I would say at least once, maybe twice a year, where the family comes out together. You know. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Lost time, man. Yeah, for sure. Because that's the thing. It's like we get so caught up in life, with work, business, you know, relationships, stress, whatever. We get so caught up with life And then you look when you look back, man, so many years go by, man. You don't get that time back. So I was just like, I'm trying to find a way to normalize, you know, getting the family together, you know, getting everybody together, so that these relationships can continue to grow and be better, you know, just be better overall. Exactly. Reunions is it's like a lost art, you know. People don't get together no more for reunions. Um, Summertime camping trips, anything. Even if it's just, hey, you know what? We're all gonna go to someone's house, and those were some of the best nights. You know, figuring out sleeping. You know, who's gonna sleep where because there's so many people in one house, but you barely get any sleep because everyone's up. You know, telling stories, joking around, playing board games, whatever the case is. You know, the adults, you know, over here talking one thing, kids messing around over there doing another. Even like the pets, if everybody got different pets, you see the dogs and everything kind of running around getting a feel for each other. So I'm right there with you, man. I feel like that's something that definitely needs to be worked on. I feel we need to normalize getting together, and not just from a family standpoint, but also like I believe that's what's missing in like the communities itself. When I was a kid growing up in the Bronx, we used to have block parties, which was pretty much they would close off one end of the street to the other end of the street, and everyone from that neighborhood would come out, meet in the middle. There would be music, there would be food, there would be activities, and even though it wouldn't be the best neighborhoods or the best communities, there would be no violence. No one would get hurt. No kid would go missing. Like this is what brought the community out, and everyone contributed, and everyone had a good time. And I feel like that's what's missing, man. I feel like we need to bring that back. I think that's really what brings the best out of people, man. Hey, shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. I see the numbers just jumped up a little bit there, man. Salute to y'all for tapping in and showing some love, man. If y'all don't mind smashing that like button, I'll be greatly appreciated. If not, I understand. Okay, so you guys had it like during the 4th of July weekend. Yeah, exactly. So you bring that out and then you get the fireworks. I mean, it's so much it's so much good memories attached to the old days. Now everybody's on some sort of electric device. People don't want to come outside. They don't even communicate. They don't even know how to talk. Everything is a text message, an email. Like so, yeah, I'm right there with you, brother, man. I feel like that's something that I really want to get behind. I want to try to put something together that kind of really promote and encourage people to get together and really learn how to live life, learn how to have a good time. I feel like people forgot how to have a good time, man. I mean, it really doesn't take much, but just having the will to go out and have a good time. You know, it's all about perception. Some people think it's about where you can go or what you can do versus, you know, who you can have around you. Sometimes you could be in the most exciting place in the world. If you got the wrong people around you, you won't have a good time. Wow. Yeah, it's like that, man. It's like that. See, and you hit the nail on the head for me. I just said that. I just said that to someone probably about a week ago that, you know, you can have a neighbor. Like I live in a cul-de-sac, and in my cul-de-sac, I know two of my neighbors. One directly in front of me, one to the right of me. Everyone else, like I know who lives in the community, but we're not on first name basis. We're not on hello. Like if you see them, you say hello, and that's it. But you don't know anyone. Like back when I was a kid, I knew everyone that lived in every apartment around me, and I knew the mom. I knew all the above. And if my mom was running behind, I can go to a neighbor's house and stay there until my mom got home. If it was raining, I can get out of the rain. If I was hungry, I could get a bite to eat. Whatever it was an actual community. Nowadays, you just don't have that. It's such a lost. It's a lost art, like I say, because it's like it's really what You know, back then you wasn't afraid about just seeing your parent if you were doing the wrong thing. If you saw the neighbor, you knew you was in just as much trouble because they were gonna relate the message to your parent. And in some cases, depending on how close the relationship was, you know, even the neighbor would be the one to come out and correct you. So it's definitely something that's missing in the communities these days, man. We gotta try to find a way to bring it back. Exactly. Exactly. You can't get away with nothing. And that's like I said, man, I feel like that's one of the biggest things that's missing today, man. I feel like as a country, we have just everyone has kind of fallen into this like greed trap, as I call it. Everyone wants to get more for themselves. No one cares about helping out their neighbor. You know, when I was a kid, if I seen one of my neighbors come in with groceries, they wouldn't have to ask me to give them a hand. I would naturally go and give them a hand with their groceries. There's no sense of community. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, there's no sense of community, man. And you know, even like I was just saying with the grocery bags. When I was a kid, I would help anyone with their bags. And you know what? If they had extra, they give you a buck or two, and you went to the store with that, and you was. But I didn't do it for that reason. I did it just because I knew it was the right thing to do. Um, and you just don't have that these days. Nowadays, you know, people will look at you with bags and cases of water. They won't even move out of your way if you got to get past them. And it's just, it's sad. It's sad to see. It really is sad to see. So we gotta put our brains together to try to find a solution. How we gonna fix this problem, man? Yep. Yeah, exactly. Back then, that's what I'm saying. Back then, it wasn't about the money. It was about, you know, one, looking out, and two, you know, that soda pop meant a lot more than any buck can get you because depending on where you lived, you know, even if they gave you $100, you had no way of getting to the store anyway to spend it. So to be able to get that soda pop in real time for whatever help you gave them, I mean that played the bigger role than anything else. You know, had a greater impact. Me personally, when I was a kid, I still love some sunflower seeds. I used to always go get some sunflower seeds. You know, so like I had one of the neighbors. She knew that when she would go by her groceries or whatever, because she knew that I would always help. She would always have a bag of seeds there, and you know, I lived in the city, so like right on the corner we had a deli, a bodega. So I would go to the bodega and I would get like they had these long ices. I'd go get a big old icy and I'd eat my seeds and I'd have the icy with it and just kind of just make that work. But again, these are the things that I feel I'm missing in today's today's communities. We just don't have it anymore, man. You know, I'm pretty sure if we dig deep enough, if we put our brains to it, I'm pretty sure we can find a turning point that shifted everything from that that sense of community. We can. I'm pretty sure if we put our brains to it, we can figure out. We can target when that changed. We may not get an exact date, but we can get a time frame of when things started to change. Because I could understand like, you know, kids going missing and you not wanting them to, but I feel like kids go missing more today than they did back then. That's that's where I'm at with it. Because again, the community, you knew the entire neighborhood. So if anything changed within the neighborhood, you can easily point out what was different about the neighborhood. Nowadays, you have no clue. Yeah, I've been. Yeah, I would say. I would say. I would put it more on the cell phone than the video game. Video game plays a bigger part today because of the digital connection. But back then, remember, for you to play a video game with your buddy, you still had to go to your buddy's house. Back then, you had to sit side by side and play a video game with your buddy. So you, even though it was an electronic, it was still a person-to-person experience. You got to speak in real time, and in a lot of cases, right, your buddy only had one controller, so you had to take turns. You had to share that one controller, but you still have to go to your buddy's house. Nowadays, I can get on a video game right now and I can play with you. I'm in Florida, and you out there in Oregon, and we can play with a headset and have a conversation in real time. But we're not sitting next to each other. We don't know exactly what that is, in real time, outside of listening to it on a headset, But little things like, if your friend was winning in a game, you could like shuffle his control just to kind of give yourself a better opportunity, and you would get a laugh out of it, versus today, there's nothing you can do about it. Someone's that much better than you. They're just going to keep whooping on you in the game. Yep, that's exactly it. You knew where the hangout was at because of the bikes. You're absolutely right about that, man. And back then, again, same thing. If you didn't have a bike, someone had pegs. You can get on the back of the pegs. Or there was a skateboard. And back then, we were so much more active that even if you didn't have any of the above, you didn't mind walking or running to a friend's house. It was just about being where everyone was at. Everyone, without sending a text or anything, we knew where the spots were to go meet. The park, the playground, Soul's house because they had the biggest yard, whatever it was, we knew exactly where to go. And we also knew to get home before it got dark out. Once the street lights came on, it was time to get your tail home. Yep, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. The handlebar, and even that's a technique. Not everybody can sit on the handlebar. You have to sit a certain way, otherwise it hurts. And not everyone can actually maneuver the bike with someone on the handlebar. So, you're absolutely right, man. It goes to show you like the level of like fitness and condition we had when we were younger. Just think about the leg strength it takes to ride a bike with someone on the handlebars, where you can't manipulate it. When you need a break, you get to stand up. No, you can't. Someone's sitting on it, So, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. These are the things that I believe that we need to kind of bring back a little bit, man. Try to show these kids how to live a little, as they say. Yep. Up and down hills, we would make our own ramps. We would find whatever piece of wood we can get with a cinder block underneath it and make a ramp. Yeah, we figured it out, man. We would definitely find ways to keep ourselves entertained. That's right. Yeah, bunny hop over the objects, whatever we can get. Um, you remember getting the little either plastic cups or the aluminum can. You would fold it, put it in the back wheel to make it sound like it was a dirt bike. Whenever you rode, it made all that noise. Um, if your bike didn't have brakes, you put your foot kind of sideways on the back of the wheel to kind of get it to slow down. And yeah, we like I said, we figured it out. No manual, no instructions. Just went out there. We figured it out day by day. We figured it out, man. Now, with all these devices where you should be able to connect and communicate easier, you can't get a hold of nobody. You text, they don't respond. You call, they don't answer. Everyone is late. And there's time on every phone. People got watches. Everybody got these smart watches, and people don't know nothing. Yeah, yeah, the banana seat. Yeah, I remember the banana seat. Yep, yep. The banana seat, man. You remember the double seater bikes as well? Only one could steer, both could pedal. Yeah. Yeah, even if, like I said, even just getting back to simple things like that, man, it'll be good. It'll be good to encourage kids to get out there and actually mingle and put their devices down for a bit. Oh, remember the bike? Remember it was like the double bike. So it was like it's like a limousine almost. It had two handlebars, but only one could steer it. And then you had two separate seats. You had two separate pedals. Yeah, yeah, I'm same way here, man. So I never had one, but I knew someone that did, and um, we went on a ride, and it was the worst thing because it was his bike. He was the one to steer, and even though you had handlebars in the back, you had literally no control of the bike. So you had to rely on this person to steer, maneuver properly, and we fell off the bike twice. And after that, I was like, nah, I'm not using it no more. Oh, nice. Yeah, see, even stuff like that, man. That's you can rent them out, and it's great for couples, right? Couples or even family. You go out there with a family, and you can get a dad and a child, a mom and a child, and all four can just go down, take a nice ride together, and just have that experience, have that moment, have that bonding time together. It's so much that needs to be implemented in order to try to normalize things, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, people steal everything these days, man. They steal everything. They steal everything, man. It's crazy to me too because like even with the things you try to protect, you could change it up, man. These thieves, if these scammers, if they applied themselves to do something positive, could you imagine how much good they could do? Because they find ways around everything. They find ways around everything. They just can't find themselves to go do the right thing. Sad. It is sad. You're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. It's the same thing with everything. Even in trucking, you can hire a full grown adult, give them an opportunity, put them in your equipment, and they don't take care of it, man. They destroy it, man. They don't stay on top of the maintenance. They don't look at pre and post trip inspections. They can see a problem, won't call it out, won't tell you nothing about it because it's not there. So you're right. You're absolutely right. There is no respect out here, man. It's sad, man. It's sad. But I gotta get my tail up and I gotta get out here. I gotta go cut some grass. My yard is calling me. But I want to tune in. Want to check out, give a little update with what I got going on. TJ, always love my brother. Salute to you. Congratulations to you and the fam again. Appreciate you always tapping in with me, brother. And I'll check out these photos now. I'll shoot you a text and we'll get together, brother. Likewise, brother. Later.